I'm Jim. I'm a software developer. I've been doing that for about 20 years.
I'm Julie. I'm a support engineer. I've worked at Salesforce.com for about 17 years.
We have two daughters, ages 10 and 13, right? 10 and 13, yeah. Emma and Lucy. And we're living out here in Fairfax. We moved out here, I'd probably say...
2019.
2019?
Yeah, just around now.
So 3 years ago.
I've been there since 2000, so that's easy math for me.
1994? I can't do the math. I was trying to do the math. 27 years? I don't know.
27? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Sorry. Mine's easy because I came in 2000, so 22 years.
Yeah, I guess I like youth ministry. It's hard. Like Element, Inner High, I like that a lot. I guess now though, it's hard to say. I like them all in a sense because any chance I get to share about Jesus, I think it's really exciting. I think when I was younger, I was like, yeah, I want to do this, or kind of the ministry kind of defined me feeling. But now it's like, as I continue to share the story of Jesus, that's the best story to share. And whoever's willing to listen, and I'm like, hey, you're in for the best story in the world, because this is a story, this is truth that can change your life. So that's really exciting for me. JCC is, what does it mean? Joyland Christmas Celebration. It's like our little Christmas pageant, I guess that we.
Not little.
It's not little though. It's kind of, it's like a short film.
We probably start prepping for Joyland Christmas Celebration in August with like Zoom meetings. We did Zoom meetings with Berkeley and Davis. And so this is for 3-year-olds to 5th graders. And so actually it was about like 300 kids. So we went to the Midwest for one weekend to film the 16 kids there. So that was neat because the new church plants had their kids out there, and so they got to come together and see one another and be together, and so we filmed them there.
I guess we had a filming schedule, and so we had to film, and we were looking at like, okay, we need X number of days to edit, otherwise we're not going to hit the deadline, because we have to show this on Christmas. Kind of back, oh man, we have to film October sometime, and so we decided, yeah, we got to go, like late October, and it turned out that was like our anniversary weekend, our wedding anniversary weekend, our 15th anniversary. So, we went out there, but, it wasn't like, oh man, what about our anniversary? Not at all. It was like, of course we're gonna go. Of course we're gonna film it. And it's a lot of work, and it wasn't how I expected my 15th anniversary to be. Yeah, it was like, I guess most of the time the world's like, hey, you should go on a nice trip, have a nice meal, hang out with your wife, and it's your 15th anniversary, splurge. But we found it to be really just rewarding and a privilege, actually, to be able to serve God in this way. That the world says, do this. This is the way to find happiness and peace. And I think for us to go out there and then to serve in this way, it was awesome. It was a time full of joy, and not even thinking about ourselves, but really thinking about a bigger picture of the message of Jesus that we want to share with people. So that was like something I wasn't expecting to be as like joyful, even though it was really tiring and a lot of work. And we flew there, we paid our way over there, and we packed all the stuff, and we packed it back, and we liked it. And so that was cool.
Yeah, for me that was a good experience. And then we went to New Jersey one weekend to film the kids there. And so for that one, our kids came with us. So Emma got to see, 2 friends that had recently moved from Fairfax up to New Jersey. So she got to hang out with them. So that was neat. And then Lucy, the older one, she actually came and she was really helpful. She filmed with us. She took a bunch of B-roll. She actually ended up making the behind the scenes video for JCC. She would do like the sound, she put the sound for us, and she
got into it. Yeah. She took a lot of ownership and wanted to really be part of the team. So I was really blessed and encouraged to see, because there's a way that like, we moved when she was like in 5th grade, and she could be like, oh gosh, why do I have to be here? and why do my parents have to move? But I'm really thankful that, because as a parent, that's the biggest fear you have. How are my kids going to respond? And just to see Lucy just embracing it and just thriving in it, that's a miracle that God gives us, I think, as we take steps of faith. So I'm really thankful for that.
Mm-hmm. Recently, we started this thing called Seedlings, which is a program to help grow the kids in our church and our staff group. And so the two older ones with their friend will actually run a program. So they prep for this like for a couple hours. We have a meeting for it. So Amy meets with them every Sunday. They plan for it. They do PowerPoint lessons, like a little bit of content, something fun, some crafts. And then on Fridays, while the staff is having our work time, they'll actually go downstairs and run that program for the kids. So that's pretty neat. Wednesday night, we have our midweek small groups where we're meeting on Zoom with different church plant kids in smaller groupings by grade and gender. So we have a chance to just connect with them, hear from them through the week, do something fun with them, and also connect them to different kids their age that are out in the Midwest and in the East Coast. Because those small church plants, there might be just one kid in Joyland. And so we really want to connect them to the larger, the larger church in that way. The biggest is like when we do Acts2, which are kind of like little camps, like almost
vacation
like,
Bible schools, or
for like a day
camps.
or two. We did one. Our first one we did was in Boston, right? When their staff were having a team rally, and so we went up there with Lucy and Emma. And then the part we ran was the Joyland. We did like an Olympic theme.
Yeah, it was Olympics time, so it was the idea of like running the race. And your parents moved here, your families moved here, let's run the race together. And just like being able to do that again with our kids and kind of having them not like ministry and family aren't two separate things. It kind of got integrated, like it became just our life and how we live life. And I think that was kind of a precious thing going through helping others. Our family and our ministry got integrated a lot tighter. They kind of understand why we're doing this, what we're doing. And it's a lot of hard work, but it's also fun. It's also for a greater good.
Yeah, like all the kids in that area got to come together. And then we did one Acts2 for the Northeast team rally, where again the staff were meeting.
It's like a retreat.
Yeah, and then we had, that was a bigger program. We had all of our Joyland staff there, plus some other practices. We had like really cool workshops. We had like soccer, basketball. There was a escape room.
And the theme was like being a soldier of Christ.
Yeah, we had this little soldier, military-themed company, Alpha Bravo. Kids got really into it. Their little units and those different activities and things like that. So that while their parents were going to this rally and getting trained and refreshed, and all the kids were doing this program with us.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity to come together to make that moment for the families as well as for the kids. I mean, yeah, it is. Honestly, it is a lot of work, and it is kind of crazy when I tell my coworkers like what I do on the weekends for my vacations, or like, well, they're like, okay, guess he likes to do that. But I think over time, as I still keep in contact with them, and they they talk to me here and there, and they're like, wow, Jim, that's, you're really fortunate to have something to live for. And they, like my coworkers, directors and managers, and they would like ask me like, hey, what are you doing? Like, I want to do what you're doing. I'm tired of my lavish vacations to like Fiji and Bora Bora. I need to stop doing that and do something worthwhile with my life. And I think it's true, when you're young, we don't appreciate how important it is to have something worthwhile, some purpose, some driving force for your life. And I'm just so fortunate that the gospel is it. There's no other thing worth living for. I think we kind of discount the fact that, it'll really eat away at you and like just really bring you down when you don't have purpose. Your life is just filled with boredom. And it's just such a sad life compared to this life that I discovered in doing ministry, being busy for it, but it's something worthwhile to give my life for.
Yeah, so I have this picture of one of my first Joyland classes, kindergarten class, and in that picture is Kelly Powell and Ken Lee, who are both serving on church plants now, doing college ministry at UVA. And then there's Anna Lay, who's also serving up in Boston as a church planter. Yeah, that's just really neat to see in that picture, because at the time, I'm just taking this picture with my class of kindergarten kids. But now, looking at that picture, I'm like, wow, who knew back then when I was just serving to serve in some way when I was a new Christian is that I'd be raising these, helping, being part of the story of these church planters now.
Yeah, you're there like in that room, but in doing that, years later, you're impacting the world. And that's kind of like the amazing story that God lets us be a part of.
I think when you have that like 20-year view,
zoom out,
you can kind of see like, wow, what, because it's hard to know the impact you're having at the time on this little kindergartner who's like, what? You're like, just sit properly and just like listen. Mm-hmm. But then they can become these future church planters.
Yeah, and then it's a big team effort. Through their whole like life, people are like sharing the gospel with them. We're all planting seeds, and just God really transforms that seed and lets it grow. And we're just trying to do our best, I guess, each of us, to plant that seed as obediently as possible.
Jim, what's going on now?
Yo, now we're doing the dialogue scenes, and these guys, wait, can't you see I'm busy? Oh, sorry.
Ha ha ha!